Hello friends, my name is Emile and welcome back to another edition of the Hollout Classic. This time take a look at the 1999 Lexus GS300. This car was requested by Apex GT4 and I am a huge fan of the GS300 / Aristo. I think these cars look absolutely great. They're probably my favourite Japanese saloon cars of all time. Yeah, they're really awesome cars. This one admittedly is not quite as awesome as some of the ones we're going to see later on because some of them can be quite crazy. This one is one of the two Lexus GS's in the game, and there is also the Aristo, and they all have varying stats, but needless to say, the GS300 is unfortunately the worst of all of them. It is front-engined, rear-wheel drive, 407 horsepower, weighs a hell of a lot, 1432 kilograms, a decent amount of torque. It should be interesting to see how this car gets along. Anyways, it is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track to the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is a Suzuki called Spike Peak Edition. That's set a time of 28.209, which this car's unlikely to get near. However, it'll be interesting to see how this car gets on. I'm almost curious to see if this car can beat the Jaguar XJR vehicle that we had out a couple of episodes ago. Because they're both, you know, kind of large sedans. Admittedly, this one has much more of a chance of doing well than that one did, but yeah, there you go. Anyways, yeah, sort of to tell you about the differences, basically there's the GS300, the GS400, and the Toyota Aristo. The GS300 that you're seeing here, I believe you can't turbocharge this one. It is naturally aspirated 2JZ basically in this one, and it gets 409 horsepower. Like I said, I don't think you can turbo it. You might be able to though. I can't honestly remember. Either way, it's running without turbo because as an upgrade to this one, you can run the GS400, which has the V8 in it, and that gets about 500 horsepower, I think it is. And a unique racing mod. This car, you can racing mod it, but it has the same racing mod as the Toyota Aristo, and the reason I'm saving the racing mod for the Aristo is because that car basically decimates this one, the Aristo. This one has 400 horsepower, which is pretty impressive. The Aristo has 770 something, I want to say. It is basically Toyota Supra levels, but I think it might even get more than that, so yeah. That's a crazy nutter bastard, which will go around eventually, and it'll be interesting to see whether that car will be able to beat, you know, the GS300, GS400, because, as we know, more power doesn't necessarily mean faster, but yeah, there you go. It'll be interesting to see how it does. It's a similar story with 32.519. We're almost up to that Jags level, but yeah, they're actually quite interesting. Okay, so this lap might be a throwaway a bit, which is a bit of a shame, but we might be able to do better coming on to the next one. But yeah, yeah, as we've seen before, more power doesn't necessarily mean better, and the Lexus is, you know, basically, they're kind of similar to the Toyota ones. For the most part, they're less powerful. I think the SC300 Lexus is significantly more powerful than the Toyota Sora, like the two Toyota Soras. So, yeah, for whatever reason, the Legacy, I want to call these Legacies. I don't know why, because I've never had that issue before in my life ever. But for whatever reason, I want to call this the Legacy. Yeah, the Lexus is GS300 is the least powerful one out of that range, and the SC300 is the most powerful out of that and the two Toyotas, so it's a weird setup. Anyways, go on to this final lap. Let's see if we can go any quicker than that Jag. Yep, it's an alright driving car. I like it. Of course, not very well suited to this course. You know, it hasn't got a whole lot of power. It is rear-wheel drive. It's quite heavy. It's not really what you want for this course, but it is awesome looking, which, you know, that does go away to earn it some cool points. And, you know, it's something a little bit different, something that you wouldn't normally drive around here. Yes, it does look like it's going to go a bit quicker than that Jag, though. A 32.262, fully average for the Lexus S, or I want to call this the SC now. What is going on with me in this car? The Lexus GS300, 32.262. Not a bad time, certainly. Pretty average. I think that puts it around about what the Skyline got. So, yeah, we've had some fully average cars, and that was the best lap time that I got with the car. Could you go any quicker? I would doubt it. Although, yeah, it is a nice driving car. It's quite a confidence-inspiring car as well. Very easy to drive, but yeah, just not suited for this course. Anyways, let's go see where it places on our leaderboard. Onto the leaderboard then, and the Lexus GS300 goes into 57th place with a 32.262, wedging it in between the Mazda 323F and Honda Accord sedan. Interestingly enough, the GS300 actually does beat the Toyota Supra, which is kind of odd when you consider they both have the same engine, but the GS300 weighed a lot more and had a lot less power. Interesting. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Hot Lap Classic. As always, if you want to request cars for this series, you can do so in the comment section and go to the description for a full request list form. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, farewell.